Right, I'm ready for another hard day's work in the studio, nose to the grindstone and all that business, but I just had a pleasant little break because I've had a visitor into the studio in the form of my little 1-year-old nephew, Alex. Say hello, Alex.
Have you got a song for us?
Another problem I come across on the show quite regularly is, as my mum listens to the show, I obviously don't have any bad language on it because I get told off. So I have to go through and make sure that all the tracks that I'm going to play on it are clean and suitable for the Queen to tune in and listen to if she decides she fancies a little bit of hardstyle. So I have to go through and edit the tracks. At the moment I'm using a program called Ableton. You can see on here there's kind of the obvious way to kind of edit swearing out of a track would be just to lock the word out that you don't want in there. Another way is the standard Eminem style radio edit, so you can see the pink section on the screen here is just simply reversed, so when you play the track through. So that's all good, so I'm not going to get into trouble for playing that, but just if you want to make things sound that little bit more interesting, you can almost turn swears, so you can't even tell that there was a word there in the first place, and it almost makes the production sound a little bit more polished. It's a little plugin that I use called Effectrix, which you can see on here, and basically all it does is it sequences itself through lots of different types of effects like delay, stutter, reverse, scratch effects, all that type of stuff, and it basically mashes the beats up. So all you do is simply turn this plugin on over the offending words so you can hear the effects. I mean, this is the track normally, and then you can hear the track again with that plugin switched on. So you can see that's proper useful if you want to just kind of automate that on and off over any bad words, which makes my life a lot easier and keeps me in my mum's good books. Cool, so I think I've just about got all the music sorted for the show now. We've got a nice mix this week. We've got some lighter stuff to pick up where Jules will leave us. And then obviously it goes through all the spectrum of hard dance. I've got all the features sorted, and I've got some hardcore and old school for the second hour, so all the bases are covered there. Got lots of big artists that people are really into at the moment. Obviously they're really popular, people want to hear them on the radio, but we haven't neglected the up and comings. It's always important to kind of push new talent on the show and stuff, so got a lot of exciting new producers on there as well. So the last thing for me to do now is to organise my scripts and notes for the show. Obviously I know a lot of stuff about the music anyway, but it's surprising when you're on air, the killer fact that you want to talk about will always just jump out of your head at the wrong time. So it's fine if you make 3 or 4 bullet point notes on every track that you want to play, then that usually helps. And then as well, you can make notes on the show if there's something that you want to talk about at a specific point in the show, then it's kind of, if you note that down there when you're getting carried away with the music, you won't forget. Cool, so I think I have got everything done. I've got all my scripts sorted now, lots of notes, so I've got plenty to talk about on the radio, and I've got all my music sorted on my little USB thingy. Quite depressing really to think that it's like 2 hard days in the studio working, like, you know, a good 12 hours can be summed up in a piece of plastic the size of your thumb, but technology today and all that. So anyway, we've got a bit of a different one this week because I'm not actually doing the show live because we're at the Hard Dance Awards recording some clips and interviews for next week's show, if that makes sense. So I've got to go down to London tomorrow, which is Thursday, to pre-record the show, which will probably be a bit odd, like trying to have a rave like in the middle of the afternoon when Edith's in the studio next to us. But it's all good fun, get to rub shoulders with some of the daytime people it's like don't always get to see if you're doing live shows, so that's always cool. So it's about almost 11 o'clock now, so I'm going to chill out, have a couple of games on Guitar Hero and get an early night so that I'm fresh and bright and breezy for tomorrow. Cool, I'm at Chester train station now. I'm just waiting for my train to come down to London. I used to drive down there, but us northerners don't really do London driving that much. And to be honest, it's only 2 hours on the train. It's a pretty comfortable thing, so I've got into the routine of doing this now if I can. The idea is to try and get a train seat with obviously the table first for the laptop for the comfort. If you can't get that, you go for the forward-facing seat, but at the absolute least priority, you need to get a seat somewhere with a plug on it because, you know, for us geeks, 2 hours without your laptop, it's not good luck. So yeah, so the train's coming in about 5 minutes time, so I'm going to get straight to the front of the queue now and try and snag myself the best seat. Right, so we're down in the studio now. Obviously, we're pre-recording this week because we're at Hard Dance Awards tomorrow. So straight as if it was live anyway, 2 hours straight through. But instead of going out live on air, we press record on the tape player. Radio magic. It's honestly to listen to it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Now is the time.
Can you handle this?
Don't play me for no shot.
It's time for the hardest record in the world right now. I'm sure you all know by now this is kind of a spin-off of Zane Lowe's hottest record in the world, but we like our music hard and fast on this show, so every week we go out looking for the hardest record, and we had loads of really good response on last week's track. It was a really amazing track and I love it, but it was very hands in the air anthem. It had a big sing-song breakdown, so thought, you know what I mean, it's going to be the hardest track in the world. This week we need to give you something that you can really screw your face up to. And trust me, you're going to want to screw your face up to this one because this is real brutal stuff. This is the Nexus, and this is the Sign, and trust me when I tell you this really is the hardest record in the world right now.
Yes, Kutski, this is the hardest record in the world right now.
Lord, give me a sign.
Okay, so that's the show in the can now, done and dusted, all went well and stuff. So next up, I'm off to Leeds for the Hard Dance Awards, so I'll catch you later.